Hey there, Brady here with your daily tennis lessons. So we're looking at ground strokes using slice this week, and today specifically I just want to talk about the times where we would most likely use a backhand slice. You know, a backhand slice is a great play a lot of times in singles. Doubles gets a little dicey because you have a net player to worry about, but I want to go over three kind of times today where a backhand slice is probably a really good option for you to use on the ground stroke. The first would be returning a big first serve, even a good kicking second serve. You know, you're back here, a lot of times the feeling you want to have against a big first serve is more this idea of absorbing the pace of the ball. If it comes in over 100 miles per hour and you're trying to come over the ball, you are most likely using more racket speed to come over the ball than you would with your slice. So by absorbing the pace of a big server with your slice backhand, the first thing we achieve is slowing the ball down, slowing the pace of the point down so that the opponent can't keep dictating with big shot after big shot. A lot of times you might get that little unforced error from a big server. If they go huge, you slow the ball down, absorb it with a slice, they try to overhit that next ball. So I love that idea that against a big server, we use that slice. The other thing is it keeps the ball down. A lot of times, you know, you try to come over a big serve, likely the bounce of the ball off a nice heavy serve is up, and as you come over it, the ball tends to stay higher. If you don't hit it perfect, a lot of times that server now has a ball where they're working with good net clearance. So I love the idea that slice backhand. You see Federer do this with Isner a lot. Isner's got the biggest serve out there. Federer will just slice so many returns because his percentage of makes his way up there, and then you take that big body of Isner and force him to get down, and Federer feels like he gets to 50-50 in that rally really quickly, okay? So against that big server, great time to hit backhand slice. The second time I really like backhand slice is just any time where we're a little defensive. Defensive shots meaning stretched out, low balls, okay? You think about a forehand, all right? If I'm stretched out on a forehand or low on a forehand, I have so many options. Stretched, buggy whip. Low, maybe a windshield wiper. With the backhand, because there's less variety with how to follow through with topspin, I love the idea that on a stretch backhand, you know, that one-handed idea, especially for all you two-handed hitters out there, your reach is not as good as it would be with one. And again, if you're defensive, the slice ability to slow the point down, give yourself time to come back to the middle, keep that ball low. You're at least limiting your opponent's ability to damage you with that next ball, whereas if you stretch and lift it defensively, they're likely to come in and rip you, okay? So same idea with the low ball. You know, if I've got to get down, it's difficult a lot of times to comfortably try to get that heavy topspin rip from a low position. So the nature of a good backhand slice is a steeper angle of descent to the ball. The fact that the ball's already low, I have this built-in downward racket path, you know, which comfortably allows me to pick up low balls, all right? And then the third time I might feel defensive, you know, pushed back, out of that same grip, I can hit a defensive lob. And a lot of times if I don't have an opponent that loves to come to net where I'm worried about their overhead, that the ability to just open up the strings, hit an underspinning defensive lob, I think you've all felt that before. You barely have to touch it, and it's going to get up in the air and likely get deep in the court, achieving a couple things. I might be stretched out. This ball takes so much time to get over there. I'm able to have a lot of time to recover. Yeah, the ball they're dealing with is not going to be super difficult, but at least I'm gaining time back in the rally. And then once again, there are so many club level players out there that struggle when they have too much time to hit a shot. And a defensive lob is a classic example of a ball that sits up there so long, you know, even off the bounce, there's extra time built in, and you get a lot of club players overthinking how to hit that shot. Defensive lobs a lot of times produce unforced errors from your opponents because they're not precise enough with their placement on that next ball. All right, so in defensive situations, I love my backhand slice. And the third option, and this is a really fun one, is the drop shot. You know, the grip's the same, the prep is the same. I love this idea that a drop shot has so much disguise built in, because if I'm a player that likes to stay back and throw in a decent amount of just standard slice backhands, the opponent a lot of times shouldn't be able to decipher from this position whether I'm hitting that classic kind of slice backhand, or if I'm making two quick adjustments at the last second, which is to loosen my grip pressure and splash a little more under the ball at contact. That's all occurring in the last moment of the swing. So you'll catch a lot of players on that end if you've set them up by seeing a decent amount of standard slice backhands. All of a sudden you're inside the court a little bit, you prep the same, they think, okay, here comes the slice, and all of a sudden we bottom out, loosen up that grip, and we've got a beautiful little drop shot to work with, okay? So there would be 3 times if you're wondering, you know, hey, when is slice right for me? I think we would all agree. I definitely preach this. If I can come over my backhand with topspin, with that heaviness of the modern game, for me, that's always option 1. I don't want to pigeonhole you and say, hey, always come over it. But that would be option 1 because I'm dictating a little more with my drive backhand than with my slice. But knowing those 3 options of when to throw your slice in a lot of times can guide you in the right direction of how to use your variety, okay? And that's all I got for you today. We got a couple more videos on slice from the baseline coming later this week, but until then, please click like below this video. And if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so, as well as check down below me in the description of this video. You'll find the link to 3 free courses that Mark and I have put together. I think you'll find those really helpful as well. All right, so until next time, be well, and we'll see you soon at Daily Tennis Lesson.